Self-Advocate, a self-guided curriculum. Welcome to Becoming a Self-Advocate. In this course, you will learn about disability terms, finding out about your disability and accommodation needs, finding careers of interest, learning laws and your legal rights, setting goals, and planning for school and work. When you are done, you will better know how to do well in school and work. Please click the button below to start the chapter.
Chapter 5, School After High School. Hi there, Miss Jordan here again. I'm going to walk you through this chapter. Please re-enter your name. Overview. In order to do well at the post-secondary level, you must first know that not all schools and training programs are alike. This chapter will provide chances to look at how colleges are different than high schools. You will also learn how to get into colleges. Learning objectives. Research college websites, school counselors, and current college students. Research how to get into colleges. Remember that you can always go back and look at the last chapter if you want to. How do I even begin? Persons with disabilities make the move from high school to college with many learning strengths and needs. You are already on the journey to self-advocacy, so you know how important it is to understand your own abilities. Here is an article that might help you understand how to go through the college selection process. Click on Selecting a College for Students with Disabilities button for the article. What are some important terms you should know in order to better understand the college selection and admissions process?
College-related terms. Click the tabs above to learn new terms. Youth apprenticeship. An apprenticeship is a learning system that prepares students for work by giving them a combination of classroom instruction and paid on-the-job training. Youth Options. Youth Options is a statewide program that allows high school juniors and seniors who are in good academic standing to take post-secondary courses from a post-secondary institution that may count for both college credit and toward high school graduation. Prerequisites. A prerequisite is a class you must take before you can take another higher level class. Some majors or classes require you to complete prerequisites before you are eligible to enroll in those majors or classes. Entrance exams. Some form of entrance exam or test is often required for admission to post-secondary institutions. Two common entrance exams are the SAT and the ACT. It is important to research which tests an institution accepts before you apply. Placement exams. Once admitted, it is common for students entering college to take a placement exam or test in subjects such as math or foreign languages. These exams determine what level of classes they should take first. Majors. An academic major is the subject area that a student commits to. Earning an undergraduate degree requires completing all the requirements for the academic major. Advanced standing. Advanced standing is recognition and credit given for prior studies taken at other institutions. Reduced credit load. A reduced credit load means taking less than 12 credits in a semester at a post-secondary institution. Tuition. Tuition is the cost of attending a post-secondary institution. Fees. Fees are another mandatory cost that is added in addition to tuition, usually covering things such as facilities on campus. FAFSA. FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It is a free form that you must fill out each year in order to qualify for financial aid. Grants versus loans. Grants are funds awarded to students to pay for college. They do not need to be repaid. Loans are provided to students to pay for college, which must be repaid, plus interest.
Okay, now that you know some basic ideas and terms, it's time to go into more detail about the process of selecting a college. Be sure to take notes as you go. You'll use this to research some specific schools later. Choosing a college can be very difficult. If you are an individual with a disability, there are lots of things to consider. This PowerPoint will walk you through some of those considerations. Some of the topics that we're going to cover in this PowerPoint are the types of colleges, finding the right fit, disability services, and other considerations that you may not have thought about. What types of colleges are there? There are technical colleges. There are community college. Typically, these are 2 years. There are colleges and universities, which are typically 4 years. And then there's even public colleges and private colleges. There are technical colleges, and these provide hands-on learning for specific high-skilled occupations in demand in your community. They typically offer certificates, diplomas, and 2-year associate degrees. You will also find in general that the class size is smaller. There are also community colleges. These are 2-year colleges offering accredited Associates in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science degrees. These are typically your general education classes that are getting you ready to move into a 4-year university or college. There are some that also offer career and technical certificates. Colleges and universities. Typically these are 4 years, and they offer bachelor and other graduate degrees, such as a master's degree and or a PhD. So another consideration is whether a university college is public or private. When you think about the differences, you can think about cost. Now, typically public universities are funded by tax dollars, and their costs tend to be lower than private schools. This is not always the case because there's scholarships and grants and other things available to sort of counteract the idea that the private school is more expensive. Services. There are a number of different services that public universities and college must provide. One of those is disability services, and private colleges don't necessarily always have those services available. But it really is on an individual basis, so that's why it's so important to find this out. Class size. Again, speaking in generality, is that the public college is larger than the private college, so therefore class sizes are usually a little bit bigger. Then you're looking at selectivity. You may have some public colleges that are highly selective and only choose the top students from classes that can attend there. There are some private colleges that act in that way as well. However, thinking about some of the private colleges, some of their entrance requirements aren't as stringent as the public. But it's really on a case-by-case basis. So thinking about what are the differences between public and private, you really just need to do your homework and find the best setting for you. Not only do you have to think about what type of college do you want to go to, but it's about finding the right fit. Other considerations that you want to think about are the location. Do you want to be close to where you live now? Do you want to be further away? What about the costs associated with that college? Not just books and tuition, but also where you decide to live. And then making sure that that program or that college has the academic programming that you're specifically looking for, either right now or eventually getting into. What about the size of the college? Do you want it to be a small college, or do you want it to be a large college, or a medium size? And as an individual with a disability, you really need to think about what are the services available. Not only should they have disability services, but also do they have tutoring services available? What about a writing center? What about support with math? What are those services that are available to you if you decide to go to that college? And what about the student body? Are there things that you can get involved in? Are there people there that you think that you could be friends with? All of these are considerations that you should think about prior to choosing a college. How do you find out about these colleges? You need to go to their websites. So go there and search about their disability services. Look to see if they have tutoring programs. What kind of academic programs do they have? All of the information is typically located there. And if it's not, give them a phone call. And then you also want to be sure that you set up a visit. There are lots of ways in which you can find out more about the college, but the best start is just going on the web. So after you get done going on the website, call them or go online and schedule a tour. And I can't tell you enough, you need to visit, visit, visit. There's lots of programming in which they set up visits where you can meet students, you can sit in the classroom, you can meet instructors, and you can participate in these different campus programs that they have going on. Again, find out what's out there and go to that campus. You really can't make a good decision without first visiting. School is expensive. So one of the first things that you want to make sure that you do is that you fill out the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. Work with your school guidance counselor, your DVR rep, your special education teacher to be sure to get this information and to get started early. You could also qualify for loans or grants or scholarships. These are monies that are available for you to go to school. Also, as an individual with a disability, you may qualify for money from the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Lots of ways in which they can support you going on to post-secondary.